Hey guys, today we're back with another product review. And today on the channel we're going to be reviewing the Razer HD Gen 2 by Vortex. Stay tuned for this one. Alright guys, we're back. Once again today we're going to be doing a product review on the Razer HD Gen 2 3 to 8 by 50 by Vortex. This is going to be the EBR-7C MOA reticle version. But before we get started today though guys, I'd like to give a very special thank you to Optics Planet for sending us this scope and this advanced cantilever mount for this scope here to review for you all. If it wasn't for them, we would not be able to review this optic here because it is pretty expensive, to be honest with you all. But they're having a very special sale come up on these Vortex scopes. So this entire week coming up, make sure you swing by and check them out because they will have some very, very great sales on everything Vortex, from scopes to normal optics to other items that we'll be reviewing later on. But like I said, guys, a very special thank you to them. I'll be leaving a link in the description below to where you can check them out, and also make sure you use the code GWEB, GWEBB, and that will give you an extra either 7 or 10% off of the item. It just depends on which one you check out with. But very great discounts, and you can score some very nice optics for very little price, or a lot cheaper than what they normally are. So guys, once again, a very special thank you to Optics Planet for sending me this optic here to review for you all. So guys, go ahead and get started with today. The setup that we're using is the Mars H by LMT Defense. This has the 15.3 inch handguard on it. We're using the LMT 20 inch stainless steel barrel, and we have the Silencer Co. Omega 46 modular M attached to it as well in the long configuration. Pretty good setup, a little bit unwieldy as it is here, so it's kind of hard to move it around and review for you all while it's in this configuration, but you all can get the general idea of this full setup. So here, this is actually more like a designated sniper setup instead of the actual DMR setup, instead of the designated marksman. The reason I'm saying that for is because not only do we have a 3x18 power scope on here, but the length of the barrel, everything else, this rifle here will set out to about 700 to 800 yards with that 308 caliber, and this scope can 100% do it. So just giving you a little bit of backstory on this scope, what we've seen today before we actually get into a deep dive on the scope itself, is that we sighted it in at 100 yards with that 308 caliber, and it done absolutely perfect. We torqued all the torque head screws down to perfection. They stayed 100% in place, no movement at all anywhere. It was actually really easy to set up this scope and to actually level it out on this rifle. Some other scopes we've had some problems with. I think it's maybe mainly the actual cantilever mount coming loose, but this one right here has been absolute perfect, and we have not had any problems at all from it. This scope in itself is one of my favorite scopes I have seen on the market so far. Like I said, you can go from a 3 to an 18 that with just a throw of this little lever up here. It actually does not have a throw lever on it, so you do need to move it with your hand, but it is very smooth and stiff, so you will not accidentally knock on it or anything like that. It is also illuminated. So that is very nice. It goes all the way up to a 11 illumination, then back down to off and 1. So whenever you have it at its full illumination and you get in on it, you can actually see all the way down to a 36 and all the way over to a 32, up to a 32, and to the left to a 32, but down to a 36. Whenever you're actually learning on this scope here, you can actually figure out really easily how to distance your target with this scope. We'll show a little bit of that right now popping up on the screen, but that talks a lot more about it in the manual, because one thing I love about these Vortex Razors is that it comes with 2 manuals, one for the scope itself and one for the actual reticle and how to read it. Very interesting setup, especially for somebody who's not used to longer distance shooting like I am. So that being said, I read the entire scope, and that actually helped me get a lot better of knowledge on long distance shooting and how to actually use this reticle to its full effect. So that being said, let's go ahead and check out what all it comes with from factory. So like I said, Vortex Razer HD Gen 2 rifle scope, 3 to 18 by 50, first focal plane. EBR-7C Reticle MOA. Let's go ahead and open it up. So let's move this out of the way just so you can see what all it comes with from factory very quickly. There we go. So here you have just some styrofoam padding to keep your scope protected while it is in transit. Give yourself a hand. We picked up the perfect optic, and we should know we hand inspected it ourselves. So that's very nice, and it passed inspection. And also something else about Vortex that people keep coming back to them for is that if anything happens to this optic at all, doesn't matter if it's craftsmanship or whatever else, you broke it or you shot it yourself, they will 100% fix it. I actually seen a video, I believe, where somebody shot it with a 308 on accident. I don't know why. I think they got drunk and shot it, but they sent it off to Vortex. Vortex replaced it free of charge, so that's killer. So you get a lens cloth. Attention to properly mount your rifle scope. We highly recommend you using an inch-pound torque screw. Do not exceed 18 inch-pounds of torque on the ring screws. Okay. You get a Vortex decal for your back windshield. Here is the product manual for the actual razor, the scope itself, and here is a product manual for your reticle, which is what I was talking about a minute ago. That is very, very helpful. My best advice to you is that if you're just now getting into this long range distance shooting and you buy a scope like this, make sure that you read the entire manual, because it helped me on the side. You get these covers here, so whenever you're not using it, they will attach on to the ends of your scope to keep it from getting scratched. You also get a little lever in here to help you with your unscrewing the tops and the rights and just resetting it back to 0 once you get it sighted in. You get a little bit of this stuff that you're not supposed to eat. And you also get a sun glare. It's pretty interesting. We will go ahead and attach it to show off what it looks like. Alright, it snapshot up to it, and it makes it even longer scope than what already it was. But to be honest with you guys, this 3-18 in comparison to other scopes in this size is actually pretty slim and small. It is a little bit heavy on the heavier side, but at the same time, I'm using a full DMR or sniper setup here, and this gun itself is very, very heavy. So this isn't something that you're going to be packing around all day or whatever else. This is something that you would deploy out of a cruiser with, set up on top of a roof or whatever else you need to, and take a one long distance shot. Or if that's in the law enforcement perspective or military. But at the same time, it also has multiple different other roles that it can play, such as in hunting and things like that. But the sun glare up here keeps the sun from coming in on your rifle scope and blurring your shot in your bed, and also it keeps your reticle or your actual back lens from giving out a glare or anything like that, giving away your position. So it's very nice. We'll go ahead and take it on back off here. But today though, guys, we shot approximately 300 rounds downrange with this scope, and it absolutely done an amazing job. Like I said, guys, this is one of the first longer range scopes I have had in my arsenal. Yes, I reviewed multiple 1-6, 1-10, 1-8 low power variable optics, but this right here is a high power variable optic. With that 3 magnification on it, you still can take close-up shots if you wish to. And something else about it as well is that if you all did not know, with first focal plane scopes, it doesn't matter where you set your reticle in, your values while zooming in or zoomed all the way out are exactly the same. If you're doing it on a second focal plane optic, whenever you are fully zoomed in is whenever your drops and all that actually matter, because your reticle stays the exact same while zooming in and zooming out. This one here, while you're zooming in, your reticle will actually get bigger, and while you're zooming out, it will actually get smaller. So that's something that you can easily tell a first versus second focal plane in between each other. So talking about the scope a little bit on Vortex's website, the Razor HG Gen 2 3-18 by 50, first focal plane, MSRP is at $3,000. It is a lot less expensive on Optics Planet, so just letting y'all know that, don't have a heart attack. But we'll talk about some of the descriptions and other things about it. The clear choice for hardcore precision, tactical, competitive shooters looking for the optimal combination of features and optical quality. Razor HG Gen 2 provides a long range of shooters at advanced features needed to perform at the highest level, including locking turrets, integrated LTEC 0 and stop and first focal plane reticles for when shots need to be taken quickly from any magnification. Your height from the front is 2.32 inches. Your height in the back is 1.82 inches. Your length all the way is 14.4 inches. Your specifications, magnification is 3 to 8. Objective lens diameter is 50 millimeter. Reticle is your EBR-7C. Turret style is LTEC. Tube size is 34 millimeter. Adjustment graduation is 1/4 by MOA. Parallax setting is 25 yards to infinity. Max windage is 34 MOA. Your max elevation is 71 MOA. And your travel per rotation is 25 MOA. Your field of view is 37.8 feet to 6.25 feet, or 6.25 feet at 100 yards. Eye relief is 3.7 inches. Your length is 14.4 inches, and your weight is 46.5 ounces. So like I said, a little bit of a heavier scope, but not too bad. Your features include aircraft grade aluminum, index match lenses, correct color access across the entire visual spectrum. Ultra hard scratch resistant coating protects exterior lenses from scratches, oil, and dirt. Precision match machined from aircraft grade aluminum with an anti-galling properties for a lighter weight, strong, and durable tube. Stainless steel offset coil spring erector biasing system withstands much higher stresses than traditional flat erector springs and AI. Provides quick visual and tactical reference for elevation, turrets, rotational position. Your heat-treated hardened steel pad floats on the end of the turret screw interfaces with a hardened steel ring on the erector tube for steel-on-steel contact. Prevents galling or deformation of the erector screw contact point for superior durability. And you have the XR plus fully multi-coated HD lenses. Prevents erection turret from dialing below sight and range using rugged steel components. Internal machine mechanisms stay free of sand, dirt, dust, moisture, and other foreign materials even when setting the zero stop position. Micro adjust setting is infinite zero setting. Positions allow zero to be set between clicks for optimal accuracy. Optimize image sharpness for brightness from edge to edge. Your Plasma Tech is cutting edge coating application, provides process unparalleled coating, durability, and performance. And you have a rugged construction, withstands recoil and impact for the shock proofness. So guys, in closing, this is a very nice, pretty high power variable optic. That being said, the 3 to 8 is crystal clear, and it is one of the most crystal clear sights I've ever seen in my life. Going in and zooming in on this thing just brings it even more to life, especially at them longer distances. And you actually have an infinity in the center of it, so you actually don't have a dot until you get to the full magnification, and you have a very small dot in the center. Like I said, guys, it's easier if you all read the manual on this and then look into the scope, then just picking up the scope and trying to figure out what to do with it. I would highly 100% recommend to make sure that you all do that to get your full effect out of the scope. Even on the left-hand side, which I did not even know till I read the full manual, was the yardage to where you can actually, whenever you've got it full magnification in, and you set the yardage on it, you actually can see your image quality a lot better than if you was just barely turning it or you had it not set at all. So that's nice. And overall though, guys, like I said, I've absolutely loved this scope here, and it has no dings, scratches, anything like that on it. And we have put it through its paces. Not only did we shoot it on a table to actually get a good sight-in picture with it, but we also laid on the ground, shot with it, and everything just worked absolutely perfect with it, and I couldn't ask for any more out of this scope. So guys, I appreciate y'all viewing as always. If you have any questions or comments on the Razor Gen 2, leave it in the comment section below and get back to you as soon as possible. But once again, a very special thank you to Optics Planet for supplying us with this scope here today to review for you all on the channel. Make sure you check out their upcoming sale this week, and make sure you use the code GWEB, GWEBB, to get a very good percentage off of any Vortex optics that are going to be on sale. So guys, appreciate y'all viewing as always. Like and subscribe for more gun reviews, and I'll see y'all in the next video.